Hey guys, Chief Big Balls here. I'm going to do a review on Final Fantasy 13. Well, actually, it's kind of a double review. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Final Fantasy 10. And here's Final Fantasy 13 for the Xbox 360. Now, way back in the day when I was in 5th grade, I'm out of high school now. I just graduated, so it's been a while. I don't remember what year it was. Back in 5th grade. My birthday, my dad asked me what I wanted. That was around the time I think PlayStations were just coming out, PlayStation 2s. They might have been out for a while, I don't remember. But I asked for a PlayStation 2. I didn't know what game to get. And one day I was watching Cartoon Network, and I saw a video trailer of Final Fantasy 10. And I saw it basically just showed the CGI, and I just thought, man, I gotta get that game. I don't care what it's about. I just saw that CGI, so I gotta get that game. So, my birthday, I got the game, and I played it. And obviously, the graphics weren't like that. So, I never played a Final Fantasy up until that point. And I started playing, and for those of you who have played Final Fantasy 10, you remember that part where you start from the beginning, kind of walking around talking to people? I sat there literally for like 10 minutes, hitting buttons, trying to, hit people with my sword that I saw on the cover. And I said, where's that sword? How do I hit people? I never played a game like that. I thought you just kind of hit stuff, But obviously you didn't, so you just walk around, and eventually you start fighting Sin, and you just you pick your option to attack. I thought that was so dumb at first. I was like, oh, God, what did I buy? What did I get? This is a horrible game. But I ended up loving it, man. I mean, just kept playing and playing, and I couldn't stop playing. This game is amazing. One of the greatest storylines I've ever played. Just great music, graphics, great, the voice acting can be a little iffy, at times, but other than that, it's a really challenging game, too, really challenging. It was almost too challenging for me. I actually didn't beat it till this year. It literally took me that long to beat this game. Not really, I just didn't play it for a long time because I didn't have a PlayStation 2 for a while, but I had to borrow my friends just to beat it. Okay, enough about this game. Let's get to what you guys want to hear about. This right here, Final Fantasy 13 for the Xbox 360. Let's talk about this game for a little bit. You may know there's no real main character in this game. It's actually split between 6 characters, pretty much. But they really try to emphasize Lightning as the main character, but she's not really. It's mostly about everybody. And Sarah, of course. So it's about like 7 characters, kind of. Basically, you're just kind of starting off, you're being purged, and you're trying to find Sarah. Just kind of, then you become, let's see, I'll get this out here. And then, basically, that's how the story goes. I'm not going to spoil too much for those who haven't played the game. You got the battle system's actually really cool. It's really involved. I actually kind of prefer it over 10 a little bit. 10 is a really good battle system, but this is just a little more fast paced. I kind of like that kind of stuff, especially since I like to play a lot of shooting games and a lot of stuff like that. I like kind of fast paced gameplay, and it's kind of cool. You're always fighting, and you have to kind of make split second decisions. Otherwise, in 10, you can just it's like chess or something. You just sit there all day until you decide to move. You have your melee here, you have your mage, your white mage, stuff like that. I will say the story is a little weird. Some people really like it. I enjoyed the story overall, but it's not as involved as 10 was. It doesn't give you as much history, you know what I mean? Like in 10, it almost feels like that's a whole religion on its own. I mean, it really it's just so much. There's so many people who, to talk to. And that's another problem with 13 is just there's no one to really talk to. There's no real side missions. I mean, there are side missions, but they're not like 10. They're just not believable. They just they feel like an afterthought, really. They just kind of threw it in at the end, like, oh, go kill stuff, for these guys. 10 is all throughout the story. I mean, I know it's kind of throughout the story of 13, but not really. I will say the cast is a lot more likable on 13. And, a lot of people may not like the fact that the main character, you know, the kind of main character is a female. I actually don't mind it at all. You know. Okay, let's talk about music. I'm a big fan of music, especially in games. Final Fantasy games are known for their music, and this game does not disappoint. The music is great. However, it's not as memorable as 10 was. Now, a lot of people are probably getting like, what about 7? What about Final Fantasy 7? Well, I've never played Final Fantasy 7 or owned it or anything like that, so I can't really give a verdict on that game. You know, I've only played 13 and 10. For a while, I didn't buy a Final Fantasy game until I saw, you know, the trailer for 13. Now, you know, this year actually, and I said, oh, that looks pretty good. I'll give it a try. You know, it's pretty good. You know, good graphics. It's just, it is linear. It's linear. I'm sorry. I don't care. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, it benefits the plot. Well, that's great, but it's just linear. Now, I know in theory, 10 is technically linear because you always end up in the same spots all the time. No matter how many times you play that game, you're always going to end up going the same way. But at least you get a bit of breathing room, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's just so forced. It's just, it gets boring. It gets really boring. It doesn't get boring, like, you actually don't feel bored when you're watching the cutscenes and stuff. But it gets, like, honestly, this is how I felt the whole game, you know? I'm running through. Oh my gosh, more enemies. I'm just, it gets boring. Like, when is this gonna end? When is the cutscene gonna be here? That's how I feel like the whole time. I don't want to fight these stupid guys. I want to run around them. And eventually, running around people catches up to you because you end up getting to a boss who rapes you in one hit, and he has like 1 billion health, and you have nothing. You have no choice but to go back for hours training, which I don't mind, but it's just so boring. You know? I actually don't like the whole idea of you seeing the monsters because it makes you want to go around. They shouldn't do that. They need to make it like, you know, other games, I think, you know, or 10, you know, where it just kind of happens randomly. You know, so you kind of, I don't want to say force. Well, you can flee the game, but you're more likely to just fight it out, and instead of just running around like, oh, I don't want to fight you. Okay, I don't want to fight you. Bye. Oh, some guy I have to fight and they get raped. You know, so other than that, story-wise, 10 is a little weird. Like I said before, no idea what's going on. Other than, you know, I kind of get it, you know, the whole seed thing. I'm not stupid, you know what I mean, but it's not as polished as 10 is. But other than that, I do like the idea of switching characters, not playing as the same person all the time. As far as you know, Final Fantasy games are known for their female characters. You know, a lot of people have been raving over 13's characters. You know, I mean, I don't really like saying stuff about game characters, especially female game characters. But I don't know, man. I ain't gonna go there. That's weird. That's kind of weird, man. But other than that, like I said, great game. Should you buy it? Yes, you should buy it because you're not going to be able to beat it if you're in it. It's just too dang long. I spent 50 hours on both of these games. What else can I say? If you have a PS3, get it on PS3. Do not get it on this thing right here. I cannot play through this game ever again. My old Xbox, that just broke down like last week, like a couple weeks ago, scratched my first disc. Just a little bit. And I can't play through this game again. Ever. Without buying another one or borrowing someone else's disc. That's really frustrating. And you have to be careful with 3 discs. You might as well just have it on 1. With better graphics. So if you have a PS3, get it on the PS3. You just have an Xbox and you want to play it, yeah, get it. Just get it. You know, just be careful. Alright, guys. Alright, that's it on my review. Thanks for watching.